Are you an aspiring B school student, or probably in your first year at B school? I'm very sure you are struggling with something called, what do I major in? If that's a problem that you're facing, I'm here to help you with it today. Welcome to Insignia Investments. My name is Ruprotin Dotto, and today I'm going to discuss with you a framework for choosing your B school major, which has helped me so far and pretty well. Let's begin. So usually what happens is people who join a B school start out with an idea that I think is ubiquitous across all B schools in India, that is investment banking. Every other person wants to be an investment banker. Why? I don't know, but apparently that's the word. Everyone wants to wear a suit like Harvey Specter, make multi-million-dollar deals for breakfast, and be cool day in, day out. But that's not reality as such. And sometimes I have seen many people, because their expectation and realities do not match, their majors and their actual place of work do not match. And that can be kind of painful at times. So to avoid such a thing, I followed one simple framework which I developed and have probably harnessed it and refined it in due course of time. So here it goes, without further ado. The first step is breathe. Breathe for the first 2 trimesters. Now what do I mean by breathing? What happens is you go into B school and you start out with a perception of subject. Okay, I want to be an investment banker, so I'm going to be amazing at finance. And the first 2 trimesters introduce you to papers in general accounting and then management accounting. And what happens is you're thoroughly harassed by the subject and you decide that usually investment banking is not your game and finance is not your cup of tea. In such a scenario, the subject itself loses its charm to you and you do not pursue it enough to realize whether if it was your calling. What you do is, for the first 2 trimesters, you simply focus on whatever papers are provided to you. You read them with an open mind. If you enjoy marketing, great. If you do not enjoy it, it's still great. The first 2 trimesters in reality are like theory papers. They have no relation to what happens when rubber meets road. It's from the 3rd trimester onwards that the reality starts dawning in. You're taught real things that you'll be applying in real life when you actually get a job. For example, I wanted to be good at finance. I wanted to pursue finance because just like other people in India, I wanted to be an investment banker. But then after 2 trimesters of accounting, I was like, I hate this subject. I thoroughly hated finance. I did not do well in accounting 101. I did not do well in accounting 201. And it was really, really depressing. On the other hand, the subject that I really never expected to excel in, operations, was something that I was a natural at. I enjoyed statistics, I enjoyed linear programming, and I was really enjoying the subject. So as I was stepping into trimester 3 and the summer internships were coming closer, I realized that I wanted to be in operations. But had I not let myself breathe, I would have been in operations. I'd probably not been very happy because later on the papers that came in operations were not really exciting for me. Whereas the papers in finance in trimester 4, 5 and 6 were very, very interesting. So what I did was I breathed, I let trimester 3 come in and I waited for corporate finance to start. And it was there that I realized that, you may be average in accounting, but you can still do finance really, really well. The quantitative finance portion starts from corporate finance, which comes in trimester 3. So because I waited, I tasted that paper, and that was when I realized that yes, this is my future calling and I was interested in the subject and I picked up a summer internship in a related field. So breathe for the first 2 trimesters. At number 2, something that I did to some extent, but I wish I had done a lot more, was read job descriptions. Now, JDs are something that you will have to read, and usually first year students do not read JDs till summer internship arrives. What you have to do is, you go to websites like IIM-jobs.com or Naukri.com or LinkedIn Jobs, and you start reading what kind of jobs are on offer and what are the key skill sets that are required. What people usually do is people go to people's profiles on LinkedIn and read what they are doing and what their version of their job is. So what people do is they push mud, but they will write that they work with soil mechanics. So there's a reality and an expectation difference starting out there itself. And hence my advice, read real job descriptions. Go to job sites and read job descriptions. After probably reading like 500 job descriptions, let me assure you, you will know what you like and what you do not like in terms of what jobs have to offer. In addition to this, you also get an idea of what kind of salaries are available for what kind of specializations and how many jobs in a specific specialization are available in contrast to other specializations. It will help you clarify a lot of things, but usually people don't do it. I did not do it a lot either, but I did it to some extent to be able to make myself convinced that I wanted to be in finance. Number 3, don't go with the flow of what other people are flowing with. Now, this is a little difficult one because usually ever since we are kids, we kind of postulate our understanding of the world based on what other people also feel about it. So it's like a third-person reference of our reality. So if you're a B schooler, you will probably be heading to your seniors and asking like, how did you choose this major? How did you decide to take this paper or that paper? And I'll give you a real life example. So IIM Kashipur's 2015-2017 batch had more marketing majors than finance majors. So when as a newbie, I was asking my seniors what papers to take, most of them were like, kuch marketing mein kar le. Do something in marketing. It has a lot of creativity involved. And had I just gone with that flow, I think I am like the last person to be in marketing. So it would have turned out to be really, really bad. So what I did was I took some of their advice, but I did my own background research as well, because I thoroughly believe that what people feel about something, and if it's good, it may not be good for me. So do your background work and do not go with the flow. Take your time. The first 2 trimesters are for breathing. Take your time. And number 4 is probably the most critical element in choosing your major, is deciding on your summer internships. What I have seen people do is they jump into summer internships without even knowing what they want to specialize in, because either the highest paying job is coming the quickest, or the greatest brand is coming earlier, or there is one job which is probably giving you offshore location posting for your summer interns. So you are ready to let go of whatever subject you want to specialize in and you jump into the job. That's a really, really big mistake, and people suffer for it. I have seen people suffer for it. What you should do is make the best out of your summer internship, and it starts not at the interview level, but on the evening prior to the interview level, when the company comes to interact with you. First things first, if a company is coming for summer internship and does not have an orientation session where they discuss what the company is about, it's a red flag. Be very, very wary of such companies. If they do have an orientation, like an interaction session, orientation session, whatever they call, you ask them the right set of questions. What usually happens is that the placement committee will ask people to interact, and people come up with very, very not so interesting questions, to put it in very fair terms. You ask things that matter. Things like, what's your organization structure? How many people are involved in this group? Where are these people from? You also check their LinkedIn profiles. Also, you ask them what are the kind of specific skill sets that you require. And if the answer is something like you need to be good at Excel, you need to be good at working as a team, those are very vague answers. You have to be very specific. If it's work on Excel, it can be something like you have to majorly work on pivot tables, or you have to be good with macros or VBA, or it can be something like you have to be very good with data visualization on R or Python, or something very, very concrete and specific, so that you know what your strengths are and what's the exact set of skills that are required at the job. If you can match this, trust me, your summer internship is going to be a great experience, which will not only bolster your confidence, but also provide you with a lot of knowledge, which you can further capitalize during your term 5, term 6, which are the really advanced papers. Now, to sum this all up, I'll give you a very real life example that happened with me, and I have not shared it with many people even at my alma from my batch, because it was something hush and I wanted to keep, but it's been pretty long that I've graduated, so I just want to share it. So there was this very specific bank that had come down to our campus, and for some reason they were looking for people who would work in their rural banking division. And I, for one, had done a paper in rural financing in my economics paper. So whenever they were asking questions, I was easily able to answer a lot of the questions. And they asked me for my name. After which, the next day when I actually went for the interview, I was very sure this is not something that I want to do, because rural banking and I just do not patch. However, I did not speak a word at the group discussion level. I was still called for the final round of the interview. I gave a full set of interview, after which they asked me, you did not talk in the morning. Why was that? So I told the interviewer that, I have a reply for this, but if you share it with the placement committee, they will not let me sit for the rest of the summer internships. So there were 2 interviewers, and one of them was like, fair enough, We will not discuss it with them, but you tell me why. I was like, you want a guy who understands your numbers very well, who understands your business very well, but you do not want to put him into your best business team. Rural banking is a fledgling team and it's pretty new. You don't even have the best of people working in this group from your bank. So do you think that that would be justifying my ability to work at your organization? I think I can do a lot more. So why don't you put me in some other group? To which they said, we don't have an opening there, and we let the interview go there. After which I waited for the company where I wanted to work. That company came through. I had a great orientation session. And after that, when I worked there for the next 2 months, when I went in actually, I had zero idea about what derivatives were, how to price them. But by the time I had left that place after my summer internships, I was thoroughly frustrated with my work. But I had extensive amount of information on the different kind of pricing models. Even though I could not implement them, I had some idea about what the pricing models were. And that was something that I leveraged on later. I did really well on my derivatives paper. I did really well on my risk management papers. And I landed a job with ICICI Bank in the risk management group. So a good summer internship, letting yourself breathe for the first 2 trimesters and realizing what you like, in my case, which was corporate finance, and also leveraging on available data, unbiased available data in the form of job descriptions. I think that's the best way to realize what you really want to do with your MBA. I hope this helped. If it did, a like would be awesome. And share it if you think someone would really benefit from this video. And if you have any other thoughts on this, do feel free to write it down in the comment section below. It will help me learn a lot as well. That's all from my side for today. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Till then, happy investing in yourself.